beautiful friends, how are you? But I can talk about the fact that I have extensions on. I got tape-in extensions and I actually want to do a video specifically for them. So I had one of my friends tell me that they wanted me to do their makeup for their wedding. I was like, hell yeah. But she is getting married in June, so next month. And so I asked her what she wanted and she told me. You'll see what it is. Before I get started, I'd like to just say thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure you give it a like and subscribe before you leave. Leave a comment. Do whatever you want to do. Please don't thumbs down. That will break my heart. So let's just go ahead and get this rolling. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. It's one of those like pore filling primers. I'm honestly, I don't think I'm a huge fan. Just because I have drier skin, so I don't really need the pore filling, except for right here. Like literally just on my cheeks. Like I don't even really need it on my nose. But I do have a scar. Where is it? I have like a little gash in my face. That's a scar that's literally never gonna go away. And I find that this actually does help. The Benefit Professional does not. And then to prime the rest of my face, the Smashbox Radiance Primer. So while I'm putting this on, little story time. So we got a puppy. Her name is Rogue. She is a pit bull mixed with a German Shepherd. She is so sassy. Like, oh my god, so sassy. So my current foundation cocktail, if you will, that I've been loving is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir in the shade 705 Ivory, and the NARS, what is this? What are you? This is the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Light 4. So to buff that in, I'm going to use a BH Cosmetics foundation brush. It's just a round foundation brush. This has been my favorite way to apply this foundation. At first, you'll see. So now I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Beauty Sponge. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's L'Oreal one. This is my favorite sponge ever. A big tip that I have for a wedding day is keeping your lips moisturized. Just for around my eyes, I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. And then I'm going to blend it in with the L'Oreal sponge again, but I am stealing this trick from Jaclyn Hill. If you take a makeup setting spray or even like MAC Fix Plus, this is the BH Cosmetics just setting spray. And I'm going to just spray my sponge, kind of tap it off on my hand to make it soak up real good, and then blend it out. It will make the concealer a little bit thinner so it won't go as cakey if you do have problems with that. And you do want to make sure, at least I want to make sure, like again, everyone has their own preferences. Like if you don't like a really brightening concealer, you don't have to use one. But my biggest thing on my wedding day was that I was exhausted. Like I had been up all night for a few days. Like my eyes were black almost. So I needed a really good coverage brightening concealer, and like you can definitely tell like what a difference that makes. Like just looking in the mirror, I am like blown away by it. Real quick, just to further highlight my face, I'm gonna take the Makeup Revolution concealer just because I didn't bring the Cosmetics concealer down all the way, and then I'm just gonna highlight the high points on my face. And highlighting the high points of your face is a really, really important step on your wedding day. you're watching this, I need a new chair. Another big tip that I have is a really good setting powder. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. Literally the best thing I have ever bought. Lately, I have been setting my concealer with the BH Cosmetics contour palette. And I have been using the, sorry, it's broken, the lightest shade and then the banana shade, as you can see. And I'm just gonna go back through. Hi Lexi. I'm just gonna go back through, make sure I don't have any creases. Because like everyone says, you never want to set your creases. So to set my concealer, I use a different sponge. This is the Eco Tools, I think it's like called the sculpting sponge or something. It's like this. So I take the BH Cosmetics one first. And then I am going to bake my under eyes. That might seem a little excessive to some people, but for me, it's like the only thing that prevents my under eyes from creasing. And then I do my chin, kind of just with whatever's left. And I make sure that I do around my lips, because that's like one of the first places that my foundation leaves. Basically, you want to bake anywhere that your foundation rubs off. So I do my nose. I actually do quite a bit on my nose. And then I do the middle of my forehead. You guys see all the powder floating around. And my jawline. My jawline's a really important one that I can't miss. So while this is baking, I am actually going to do my eyes. The longer you let it sit, the longer it's going to last, basically, is how it works for my skin. Take this super fluffy brush. This is the SL Miss Glam F34. My Jaclyn Hill palette is so freaking dirty. It's like my only grief about it being a white palette. So I'm just going to, why are there people driving by my house? I'm just gonna start with the warmer transition shade. Actually, no, I want the cooler one, shit. So since I already have the warm on my brush, I'm just gonna mix the cool tone with it. I meant to go for the cool tone, but the warm tone just, it took me over. I'm just going to blend that in my crease. I'm really not being specific with this just because I think that it's probably gonna get blended out anyways. I think it's fine. But I'm definitely, like, when I have to go back in to get more, I'm definitely getting just a cool tone, neutral shade. That doesn't make any sense. The cool tone transition shade. Can you tell I haven't had enough coffee yet? And I am gonna go back in just with a super big fluffy brush. This is the Coastal Scents N42 brush. And if you feel like you got a little too crazy and that it's a little too dark, you can always just take your face powder and just kind of blend it away, and it should leave you with something like this. So for the kind of gray, cool, dark tones, I'm gonna go into the BH Cosmetics 28 color palette Smoky Eyes edition. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but like, as you can see, it's got a lot of, but as you can see, it's got a lot of these like darker grays and kind of blacks and dark blues and purples. Like, I actually really like this palette. but I like hardly ever use it because it's not the Jaclyn Hill palette, so like what's the point? Like, could you be more bougie? Yeah, because liking Morphe brushes is bougie. So for the inner and outer crease, oh my god, my hands are dirty. I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics brush just because it is a little bit shorter, so it's a little bit stiffer. I'm gonna take this shade right here. I'm going to start with an extremely light hand just because I don't want it to get out of control. So this is the Sigma E25, and I'm not gonna take anything else on the brush. I'm just going to kind of start smoking it out. I want to make it a little bit darker, but I don't want to go black. Go in a little bit with the dark purple in the Jaclyn Hill palette. So with this Fasanti brush, you can use the same one that we just used with the purple. Just kind of swirl it on a paper towel to get it off. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of the black in the Jaclyn Hill palette. Literally just enough to deepen this and not make it so purple. So now that this is blended out and it's kind of darker than I anticipated. Or this is the Laura Mercier Sugar Frost Caviar Stick Eye Color. Basically it's like a little crayon. So now I am going to use that Makeup Geek eyeshadow I talked about earlier, Glamorous. It's just a really nice, light, kind of almost like a peachy gold. Ooh, that is gold. Ooh, so a little darker than I expected. Okay. Oh, well. Cool, it's like a copper. Sweet. And I'm gonna go in with, oh, what was this shade called? I don't remember. Shimma Shimma. I'm gonna take that and just put it on top. Hopefully this will lighten up that copper to more of a gold.
Featuring Harley Bird. The project started with Harley first sending us an acoustic.
Okay, now we're back. But now that the copper kind of gold is underneath it, it is coming off more golden than usual, which is good because that's what I want. Well, that was fun. Now I'm gonna take the first brush that we used with that gray just to kind of blend out that little halo.
Hi, I'm full of your bowl.
So another thing that came in my BoxyCharm box this month is this Pretty Vulgar the ink gel liner in the shade 01 Black List. And I think I like it. I've only used it once. And it also came with a 3-pack of these brushes. They're the Aesthetica 3-piece eye set, I think. That's what it's called. There's a little liner brush, an angled brush, and then a spoolie. Honestly, the angled brush is hella thick. I don't know when the hell I'm going to use that. But I really like this little brush for a really thin line of eyeliner. So I'm going to cut this part out, so I'll be back with mine. So for mascara, I'm going to start with the Butter London Double Decker Lashes.
Holding on to this, holding on. I know I'm holding on to this, holding on.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go on to the Tartist mascara. Okay, now that this bake has been sitting here for who knows how long, I'm just gonna dust everything away. Alright, so to set the rest of my face, the few parts that I didn't bake, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfector Micro Powder, Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. And this is my second tip for you guys. This is the best powder ever. Like, it is like a godsend. Like, it is so fine and so soft, and no matter how many times you put it on in a day, it will not cake up, like, at all. So, like, if you know that you're gonna get oily throughout the day, this is the best powder ever. Because it doesn't get cakey, it doesn't look gross, like, it literally looks like your skin. Like, it is the best thing ever. To bring a little bit of life back to my face, because I'm looking pretty pale, I'm going to use the Pure Sculpture palette. This is another thing we got in the BoxyCharm box. Still unsure how I feel about it. And we also got this brush. This is the Aesthetics P12 brush. And I'm going to take the top shade Inventor with this brush. So I'm going to use the Tarte blush in the shade Corky with my BH Cosmetics Angled Blush Brush. And take a dual fiber brush. Just make sure it's blended in. So I'm just going to use the Sigma F35 brush. I'm going to take a little bit of Originator, but mostly Trailblazer. But Trailblazer is just a little too dark for me, so that's why I mix it with the other shade. I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera just because I know it's gonna take up a lot of time. So I'm just gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna use. I kind of do a different concoction every day, but I use the same two brow pencils. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Black, and then the Maybelline Total Temptation in the shade Deep Brown. The reason why I don't use the black in this is because they don't make a black. So, and I do have black hair. So, lower lash line time. So to start off, I'm going to take that angled brush from that Aesthetic set, and I'm going to take the purple from the Jaclyn Hill palette. Kind of a light amount because this is a densely packed brush, and then I'm just going to push that up against my lash line as close as I can. This is a BH Cosmetics pencil brush. I'm just gonna take the Cool Tone Transition shade, and I am just going to blend that purple out. And then on a bigger brush, this is the Real Techniques domed shadow brush. I'm again just gonna take that same transition shade just to kind of blend out that transition shade. As weird as that sounds, this is the NYX Wonder Pencil in the shade Light or Fair Light. And then on my lower lash line, I'm gonna take the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Knockout mascara. This NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Instabule, I think is how the fuck you say it. This one's quite pink. So this is super, super pink. Like it's almost like a baby pink. If you want to leave it like this, you totally could. Like it's actually a really nice contrast of colors, but I am going to mix it with a very extreme nude. This is the NYX Lingerie in the shade Lace Detail.
Seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the...
Oh my god, I didn't highlight. Oh my god, no wonder why my eyes look so freaking weird. So I'm gonna highlight my inner corners real quick. I totally forgot to do that. So I'm going to just take the light highlighter, if I can find a freaking brush, this Originator highlight, and just go on my inner corners.
Just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear.
But I do believe that is all. I actually really like how this came out. I think it's very smoky, but not too smoky to where you're like, whoa, like, ooh, tone it down. Hopefully I can get a little bit of a close-up here. Alright you guys, so that is it for me today. I actually really like how this look turned out. I was actually kind of nervous in the beginning, but I'm glad it turned out good. So if you guys like it, please let me know in the comments. If you guys think I can improve, let me know. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.